Now, full liberation and emancipation of women, that's the vision and mission of the ANC Women's League. The league met earlier today after electing its new leadership during the weekend. eNCA senior reporter Siphamandla Goge following these developments. Let's go live to him now just for the latest on this. So the new leader already seems to have a clearer view of the future. Ncome, tell us about it.
It's all about women's interest in this country when it comes to issues of development, empowerment, and also to ensure that they fight for issues related to the struggle for women in South Africa. That's their vision. Collectively and individually, they say that's what they will be pursuing because that's their mandate. It's their constituency. They represent women within the ANC, hence they are called the ANC Women's League. But they say they understand that it will not be an easy task. They are prepared to fight for issues of women and also ensure that they get basically their place when it comes to the table, and they want to be part of decision makers and those who are basically responsible for this country's future in terms of policy direction and leadership roles. So today, the newly elected leadership of the ANC Women's League held a media briefing whereby they were outlining basically their vision, even though they did not share much, but they get, or rather you get a sense that it's about issues affecting women. But they are saying for now they are preoccupied with concluding their agenda conference. Our viewers would recall that they were unable to discuss policy issues and there are other outstanding matters that will need to be concluded. So therefore, the conference will need to be reconvened in a hybrid form on a date that is yet to be decided and finalized by the newly elected National Executive Committee of the ANC Women's League. And that's when they will be able then to consolidate all the reports and the resolutions and say, now we've got these resolutions that have been taken by the conference of the ANC Women's League, and this is how we are going to move forward with our program of action. The newly elected president saying the focus will be guided by the conference of the ANC Women's League resolutions and outcomes. Let's take a listen to her.
My vision as the president will be informed by the outcome of the National Conference of the ANC Women's League. I've always been a member of the ANC Women's League since unbanning. I, to an extent, understand the ANC Women's League. However, in that understanding must be informed by what the ANC Women's League seeks to achieve under the circumstances. We're coming a long way. There were shortcomings. However, there were a lot of groundbreaking decisions and achievement which we must build from in going forward.
Ncome, the issue of Bathabile Dlamini has sort of cropped up again. I mean, she had raised her hand as well to be a president. Is there clarity how her participation will be viewed and her role going forward?
Fortunately for her, on the virtue of being the former president of the ANC Women's League, she is guaranteed of a place in the table. She has a seat there. She will be able to attend any meetings of the ANC Women's League. They usually use the term ex officio. So she qualifies as the former president of the ANC Women's League to participate in the meetings of the ANC Women's League, the discussions, and to be consulted and advised on certain matters and issues. It will not be for the first time that such a thing is happening. Of the recent past, our viewers would recall that Mam Angie Motshekga was also playing a leading role during Bathabile Dlamini's tenure as the president of the ANC Women's League. Mam Angie Motshekga having been the former president of the Women's League at the time. So there is that trend, and it's expected that it will continue, even though those who support Bathabile Dlamini will think that she has been snubbed, quote unquote. I'm using that very carefully truthfully to say she raised her hand and she was not elected by the branches of the ANC Women's League who attended that conference. And the way things are done within the ANC and its leagues is that those who were contesting or who had been nominated for positions of officials, they then automatically qualify to be considered for additional members of the National Executive Committee or any extended structure of the ANC apart from the officials. So in this case, Bathabile Dlamini and all those who contested qualified to be nominated for the positions of additional members of the National Executive Committee of the ANC Women's League. However, branch delegates of the ANC Women's League appear to have had another thinking and another view in saying they will not directly vote for her and elect her to be part of the NEC. Hence, she did not make it. However, Tembeka Mchunu was also contesting. She made it and became number 40 NEC member. So she was voted by the branch delegates, but Tabile Dlamini was not voted. However, it doesn't mean that she will no longer participate in the life and the organization or the league, which is the NEC Women's League. She qualifies and she's got that constitutional right and responsibility to participate. Let's listen to the Secretary General of the Women's League explaining the issue of Bathabile Dlamini.
I think both politically and organizationally, that will be something new in our midst to say the former president should be co-opted. The former president was given a fair chance until the end of the term to lead the Women's League, and we appreciate that. What we can do, or maybe let's assist to understand better, what do we mean when we talk about the co-option into a structure? When we say we should co-opt, there are reasons to that. In the main, it should be when we looked at what we have elected by branches. If we have a lack of expertise that we would wish to add into the structure, we then start talking co-option. It is not something that is compulsory, but when there is a need to beef up and assist the structure so as to be able to complement one another and be able to perform duties that are required of us, we then start talking co-option.